Hello, happy card making day. International card making day even. It's Rachel Palmieri here from Melbourne, Australia, and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I decided for World Card Making Day that I would share a number of short classes featuring individual cards today at intervals. So I'm not quite sure the spacing, whether it'll be every hour or sooner than that, because I try to keep my videos to between 20 and 30 minutes. But that's sometimes hard if you're making a card that's a bit more complicated, and depending how much I have to share. So I'm going to be using mainly Forever Fern, and for some of them I've used sentiments from Peaceful Moments. Now I've chosen these stamp sets because my customers have, well, at least some of them have purchased these two sets, and I sent packs to people who ordered in August with some of the bits that they need to make this set of cards, just as their thank you gift for the month. And I chose the woven threads, which was in the clearance rack, but it's all gone now, because the embellishments were also in the clearance rack, and my ladies are getting a half a pack of the embellishments and a quarter pack of the paper, and it's been cut to 6 by 12 so that I can share it between them. Now I actually do have one pack of paper, 1/4 share of paper left, which will cost you $7.50 posted if you want to order it. But that would be what you would receive, just that. You wouldn't get these other bits and pieces. So I actually wished I'd doubled up and ordered a bit more when I gave it a bit more thought, because I ended up without all that much spare in my card making, but that's okay. There will be something else coming along soon. Now, because of those papers that I'm using, I've picked out Rococo Rose, Flirty Flamingo, Highland Heather, Seaside Spray, and possibly Pretty Peacock, but maybe not. But you pick out your favourite DSP pattern paper and just craft along with us and choose the colours that go with that. And same as my ladies who have received that pack. If you don't have all of those colours yet, you can pick something else that you do have colours for, or pick colours that you like that go with those papers as well. So I have 6 cards made at the moment. I might have more by the time Saturday rolls around. I'm doing these recordings a little early, so I'm going to really quickly skim through and show you what we'll be making, and then you can decide if you're interested in continuing on. There is no charge for these classes. You are supplying the goodies yourself. If you want to order things from me and you live in Australia, you can do that. I said before, I'm Rachel Palmieri, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Victoria, Australia. You can search for me under Stampin' Pals. You can search for me under Rachel Palmieri. And I have a phone number and an email address down the bottom there too. Okay, so the sample card I made, I put onto crumb cake, and I did use the paper that is Pretty Peacock in that pack. However, I've decided that for the one I'll demonstrate today, this is such an easy card too. I've picked the easiest to begin with. I will do it in these shades, mainly because I'm starting to run out of paper. As I said, I didn't cut into that last quarter shear, and I only had bits of what I had from when it was a current paper. So I'm going to put it onto white card. Now, I used the rectangular postage stamp punch to do this one in Pretty Peacock. For this one, I've used the second size of the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And if you don't happen to have a die or a punch that's in a rectangular shape, it doesn't actually matter too much about the size, but this measures 3 centimetres by 5 centimetres, so you might just choose to cut the paper into that size. Okay, so with this also, this is the black underneath the strip is just the little piece that's 3 centimetres wide, I suppose. When I trim my cards down, because I tend to go 14.5 rather than 14.8, I end up with 3 centimetres left over and lots of strips everywhere. And because of the pattern on this paper, it really lent itself to putting this strip on top and just adding a little something to draw everything together on this card front. But I'm going to do it a different way now, and it's quite easy. So I thought that I would, now I've got a choice here. I can use this side of the paper or this. And I might stick with the blue, the sort of soft chambray, because I like it. I like both sides, but you know. And before I had enough paper to do, I could do them with the one paper on 2 sides, but now I'm running so short of paper, it's getting worrying. Okay, so I've just put that across the middle. Got a little bit of glue on my fingers and around the place. We don't sell this rubber any longer, but you can still get them, and it removes any excess glue. If you are a customer of mine, I can help you out with one of these rubbers. That's if you're able to get to my place to pick it up. I'm not posting it, it's a bit bulky. Alright, so that was just a little messy thing I did there. Now, when I have 3 of something, such as these rectangles, I tend to start with the outside ones first. Because once you've got them placed evenly, you can balance the one in the middle so much easier. Now I'm just going to do a little cheat. I think it's close, but that's the thing with Tombow. You've got a little bit of slip that you can straighten them up before they settle into place. And then that one will go in the middle. Now this is a fair bit more patterned than the previous one. I'm not sure how that's going to be. But it's a similar idea there. And, you know, this is the thing. I like people to change up designs when we're creating. Now, I learned this little trick recently. And if you don't have a Stamparatus already, this might be enough to change your mind. So, what I did, I cut a piece of card 6 inches by 5 inches because that goes through the cut and emboss machine nicely. And I've placed all of the open leaf dies, so these ones, onto the card, and I've cut them out. And then I've positioned the stamps by sitting them into that position. So when I want to stamp now, I put a blank in and it should be perfect. Now these dies over here, they cut out solid card. They don't go around an outline, including these 4 here. But they do give you some nice choices for extra foliage on your cards. So I need to grab try Flirty Flamingo. Another colour that would be quite good would be Calypso Coral with this paper. Terracotta Tile might be if you stamped it off, otherwise it would possibly be a little bit too bright. And there you are. So now when you punch or die cut, you can just cut out a whole lot of blanks without worrying about sizing them up, and then use this little template for placing them in. Now I already had cut a few others beforehand, so maybe that combo. These stamps are the distinctive stamps, so you don't have to do anything and you're going to get light and shade on your stamping. And I particularly like it on that one I've just shown you, which was Highland Heather, but you can see it on this one as well. Yeah, this was Rococo Rose, and this is Rococo Rose stamped off once. But again, you've got that lovely darker part at the base of the leaf. Now, for my original card, I put a happy birthday on from the stamp set I showed you before that I've put aside. But for this one, I've got another one prepared already, and it's from the Forever Fern stamp set. One more. Oh, turn over. So you see, this was very basic. It doesn't even need to have anything put inside it. You could if you wanted. It balances the weight of it a little bit if you do, but it's fine like that. I don't know where my take your pick tool is at the moment, so let's see how I go just with my fingers. I was going to use scissors, but I'm not mad on using them. Pop one there. Pop another there. Pop one up there. Now, where did I put those bits and pieces? So again, this is just, I'm not going to use that because it seems to be marked. It's just a strip left over. And that will be too wide, but let me find a stamp. And I will use the Memento ink again. Bit of tip tap tapping. I'll just take a little piece off that. Okay, another dimensional. I'm going to sort of put it in the middle because I'm going to slide it in between those flowers in that position. Can you see? And I'm done. Now, that strip that went behind, it really was just a leftover strip from what was left on the edge of the paper. I think I might have measured it at about 2 centimetres, and I'm thinking that it would be, I haven't got a ruler around at the moment. It looks like 12 centimetres long. Just a bit of a guess. It really doesn't matter. It's just what looks right. So that is card number 1. If you come back in an hour, so this is, no, we'll say 10:30, and I will have another card for you. Okay, bye.